We're in the midst of the holiday of Pesach, the holiday we celebrate our freedom. But it's difficult to celebrate freedom when Jews, for example, are told that you cannot walk around looking obviously Jewish with a kippah on your head, a yarmulke on your head, in the center of London. When Jews are feeling uncomfortable in the Ivy League schools, not just Ivy League schools, 200 universities, college campuses in the United States, Jewish students feel threatened, they feel harassed, they're told that there are places they cannot go, there are no-go zones for Jews. What kind of freedom is that? What celebration can we feel today? And truth is, here in Australia, it's not 100% perfect either. So what kind of freedom is there when we feel attacked, threatened throughout the world? As the Prime Minister of Israel said, this is reminiscent of 1930s Germany. We wouldn't call that freedom. So what are we celebrating? Let me share with you a story and express what I think the freedom of this story, what it brings out. There's a diamond jeweler in Israel. His name is Alon Mosika. It's a little video that he put out that's quite remarkable. Unfortunately, he lost his son, Adir, who was working with him he had a whole line of jewelry that he was creating. He was working with him at the age of 23. He went to the music festival with his fiancée, Yuli. And he was hiding in a bunker. And when he hears the terrorists come, he and a friend of his went out to attack the terrorists so that the girlfriend and others be saved. And indeed, that's what happened. He was killed whilst Julie survived. His father says that originally, of course, initially they sat Shiva and Shleishim. And he was, of course, the loss of his son was unbelievable, unbearable. And also the loss of his son's fiancée, that they couldn't build a home together in Israel, weighed heavily on them as well. And one day he sees how there's a wedding taking place in an IDF base. And there's like 1,000 people have come together where a soldier marries his beloved in circumstances different to what they planned originally. And he thought to himself, maybe this is something I can do. And he put out a post on Facebook, and he said, the next soldier who goes out for a short period of time out of the army, like less than 24 hours, and decides he wants to propose to his girlfriend, contact me on this number, and the first one who contacts me, I'm going to give him a ring. And so it happens that 6 minutes later, he gets a call of a particular soldier. He's going to be proposing to his girlfriend. He says, come along, and I will set you a ring. And so he does. And then 9 minutes after that, another call comes in. He says, well, I've already given it. Someone has already won it. But the guy kind of said, oh, but I just hoped I was. So he says, you know what, just come. And he came, and he gave him a ring. And when the news came out about this, more and more soldiers who were going out for that short period of time, proposing to their girlfriends, to their bashert, would call him, and he would give them a ring. And other diamond merchants became part of this as well. To date, he has given out 81 rings for soldiers getting engaged and proposing and getting married in the future. And he says, what Hamas did, they took away my son. My son will not be able to build a home in Israel. But because of that, I am helping many, many others build their home in Israel. I'm not going to give them what they wanted to achieve. We're going to build, and we're going to strengthen the Jewish people against what they wish. And he says this has filled him with a sense of purpose and a sense of accomplishing for the Jewish nation, for the Jewish people. And when I heard this story, when I saw the story, I said, wow, that's the message. That's the message of Pesach. The message of Pesach is we are not victims. We are not victims. Regardless of what they tried to do to us and have done to us, we are not victims. In Egypt, yes, we were slaves in Egypt. But once Hashem took us out of Egypt, no longer are we victims. And that is the story of the Jewish people, and that is the secret of our success. I once heard a study. Africans who came from Africa to the United States after the slavery, as free people, they came to the United States and started businesses or started to do whatever they needed to do, are 50% more successful than descendants of slaves. Because those who descend from slaves have a sense of victimhood. And that sense of victimhood actually holds them back. Whereas those who just came freely, they came from similar places, are far more successful only because they don't have that sense of victimhood. And that is the secret that the Jewish people, even though we've been victimized more than anyone else in this world, over centuries, from all kinds of places and people, we never had a sense of victimhood. You know why? We always knew that we cannot fathom it, we don't understand it, but we know the negative also comes from Hashem, and there's a mission and purpose in our life. And what we need to do is to do whatever we can to make ourselves successful, to make ourselves fulfill our purpose and our destiny in this world, to be a light unto the nations, to make the world a better place, to succeed within this world. That's what we have done as Jewish people. That is the secret of our freedom. Our freedom means that we're freedom from feeling a sense of victimhood, a sense of slavery, being enslaved. We are not victims. We will do what we can. We will do what we can to achieve and to grow. And that's the secret of this holiday, of this Pesach. Now in this time, when it seems like so much is going against us, we still, like Alon Masika, are able to find a purpose within the darkness, within all the negative that's taking place all around us. We find a purpose and we make something of ourselves. That is the true of Holocaust survivors who went to Israel and built it, who went to other places around the world, became extremely successful in many areas, because even though they went through the most horrific experiences, they never accepted on themselves that they are victims. They said, okay, this is what happened to the Jewish people throughout history. Now it's our turn. We are going to rebuild. And that's what we've done as a Jewish nation. That's what we're going to do. We will be rebuilding. We will be stronger. We will achieve a heck of a lot more. Because Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish people, are not victims. We are those who actually make the world go round. We are those who make productive in our family, in our homes, regardless of the challenges that come our way. That's what this holiday that we celebrate, this holiday of liberation. We're liberated from victimhood. Good Yom Tov.